Imagine your brain changes when you speak another language. This is not just a feeling, it is real. When people switch from their first language to English, their brains begin to work in new ways. For some, thoughts might become more direct. It can feel like putting on different glasses, seeing the world a little differently through the words you use. This change happens every day for many people. 2. How our brains change. Our brains are truly amazing. They have a special power called neuroplasticity. This means our brains can change and grow throughout our lives, not just when we are children. This discovery changed how we think about the brain. When we learn something new, especially a different language like English, our brain actually changes its structure and how it works. It's not just about adding new words to our memory. It's like building new connections and pathways inside our head. Learning English actively builds new connections in our brain. Scientists have seen these changes. They observe that learning English strengthens the links between different brain areas that handle language. Imagine your brain as a large city with many streets. When you start to learn English, new streets and highways are created. These new pathways allow information to travel more easily and quickly. The more you use English, the more these brain roads grow and become stronger. This structural change helps your brain become better at language tasks. Certain parts of our brain work together when we use language. Broca's area, found in the front part of our left brain, is very important. It helps us form words and speak, making sure our grammar is correct. So, when you try to make an English sentence, this part is very busy. Another key area is Wernicke's area, located in the side part of your left brain. This area helps you understand spoken and written English, and it helps you grasp the meaning of all the new words. The hippocampus, which is well known for creating memories, also plays a crucial role in learning and storing new English vocabulary. At first, using English can feel like a big workout for your brain. It needs to activate many different parts to understand or speak. But with regular practice, your brain becomes much more skilled and efficient. It learns to use English faster and with less effort. Think of it like a new path in a forest. The more people walk on it, the clearer and easier it becomes to use. Your brain's language network becomes very streamlined. This means you can process English almost as easily as your native language, showing the incredible changes and adaptations your brain has made. 3. The bilingual brain. Speaking two languages brings many good things to our brains. People who speak two languages often have a better memory. They can remember things more easily, like names or facts. They also get better at solving problems. Their brains learn to think in new and flexible ways. This helps them find good solutions to difficult tasks. They show more cognitive flexibility, which means they can switch between ideas and tasks with greater ease. This ability is very useful in daily life. Learning and using a second language, like English, is like a special workout for your brain. When you speak two languages, your brain works harder every day. It needs to activate both language systems at the same time. Then, it has to choose the right words and grammar from one language and stop the other language from interfering. This constant mental effort, or mental gymnastics, makes the brain stronger. It improves what scientists call executive function. This is about how we plan, focus our attention, and manage many tasks at once. This brain workout has another very important benefit. Being bilingual can protect the brain as we get older. Research studies have shown that people who speak two languages might experience diseases like dementia later in life. Sometimes this delay can be about 4 or 5 years compared to people who speak only one language. This protection comes from the brain building up a cognitive reserve. This reserve acts like a strong shield, helping the brain deal better with age-related changes and problems. The brains of people who speak many languages, often called polyglots, are very efficient. These are individuals who speak 5 or more languages, including English. Their brains learn to do language tasks with surprisingly less effort. This means their brain networks show less activity when they process any of their many languages. This suggests that having a lot of multilingual experience makes language processing generally more efficient. The brain learns to accomplish the same linguistic tasks with less neural energy. This then frees up more mental resources for other important thoughts and actions. So, speaking many languages makes the brain a very powerful and clever tool for thinking and learning. 4. Why English is special. English is a special language for many reasons, and it offers unique challenges to learners. One big challenge is its spelling. Unlike some languages where letters always make the same sound, English spelling can be very tricky. Think of words like tough, through, and though. They all look similar, but they sound very different. Our brain cannot just follow simple rules. It must remember how each word is spelled and sounds. Another difficult part of English is its huge number of words. English has more than 500,000 words. This makes it rich and exact, but it also means that people learning English need to learn a lot of new vocabulary. Our brain has to create many connections to store and use all these words. English grammar also has its own difficulties. There are clear rules for how to build sentences, like putting the subject, verb, and object in a certain order. But English also has many exceptions to these rules. For example, verbs change a lot to show different times, like I eat, I am eating, or I have eaten. This complex system makes the brain work hard to understand and use correctly. Finally, English pronunciation can be hard for many people. Some sounds in English, like the th in think, might not exist in other languages. Also, the same letters can make different sounds depending on the word. For example, the ch in church sounds different from the ch in machine. This means learners need to train their ears and mouths a lot. All these difficulties, the irregular spelling, the many words, The complex grammar and the tricky sounds make learning English a very strong workout for the brain. It is like lifting weights for your mind. This unique challenge helps the brain become more flexible and better at solving problems. 5. Stories from a scientist. We hear many stories about how English changes minds. One such story is about Dr. Hiroshi Tanaka. He is a scientist from Japan. He works on complex topics like quantum computing. For many years, Dr. Tanaka thought and worked mostly in Japanese. He noticed a big change when he started to use English for his science. In 2018, Dr. Tanaka gave a presentation at a big meeting. He spoke in English. He said that when he spoke Japanese, his thoughts were like a winding river. They moved in curves and went indirectly to an idea. But when he spoke English, his mind became different. His thoughts were more like a building with clear, straight lines. He could see the logic of his ideas very clearly. This change did not happen fast. 5 years before, his team started to work with other scientists from different countries. These teams used English. At first, Dr. Tanaka would think in Japanese, then change his words to English. This was very tiring. Then he began to read all his science papers only in English. He tried to think about science directly in English. Something amazing happened after about 6 months. Dr. Tanaka started to dream about his work in English. His brain had truly changed the way it processed language. Now he feels he has 2 ways to think about problems. English gives him a more direct and clear way to solve some problems. English also changed how his team worked. All their meetings are now in English, even if everyone is Japanese. Dr. Tanaka found that everyone shared ideas more easily. Younger scientists felt more comfortable to speak up. English helped make communication more open. However, Dr. Tanaka also feels that some valuable Japanese ways of thinking might be lost. These traditional ways of solving problems are harder to express in English. So, while English helped them work better, it also meant letting go of some old ways. 6. Stories from a doctor and a programmer. Sarah Khoury was a doctor from Syria. In 2016, she came to Canada with her family, leaving behind a civil war. Sarah had a medical degree, but Canadian authorities did not recognize it. To work as a doctor again, she needed to learn English perfectly. This was a very difficult journey for her. For the first few months, learning English was extremely tiring for her brain. In Arabic, her native language, she could discuss complex neurological concepts with great precision. But in English, she felt like a small child, struggling to find the right words for ideas she had mastered years before. This frustration was hard. She knew that her success depended on her English skills. After about 8 months, something important clicked in her mind. She was reading a journal article about stroke recovery in English. Suddenly, she understood that she was no longer translating her thoughts from Arabic. The English medical vocabulary had become the primary language in her mind, not just a second one. Her brain had reorganized itself to use English for medical thinking. This transformation also changed how she approached patient care. English forced her to be more systematic and direct when presenting patient information. System. You are a professional documentary film narrator with a standard American accent. Narrate the provided story. Enunciate words clearly, ensuring they are easily understandable for non-native English students. Speak at a measured pace and unhurried pace. Make your tone and delivery natural and engaging. Your tone must absolutely be really serious. Make no additional comments. Begin narrating immediately. Arabic thinking allowed for more circular ways of reasoning, building context before conclusions. But English medical talk demanded a clear, linear path. List symptoms, then diagnosis, then a treatment plan. While difficult at first, this new way of thinking improved her ability to make accurate medical decisions. Today, Sarah is a practicing neurologist in Toronto. She often speaks both Arabic and English during her consultations. Her bilingual brain, once a source of worry, now helps her understand patients from different backgrounds in deeper ways. Marcus Chen is a programmer from Guangzhou, China. He writes computer code in languages like Python and JavaScript, but he thinks in English for his job. He works as a software engineer at a company in Silicon Valley, showing how English has become very important for global technology. Marcus began learning English in elementary school. However, his real fluency in technical English grew out of need when he joined international open-source coding projects in university. He remembers the moment he started working on GitHub with developers from all over the world. English stopped being just a foreign language and became the language of logical thinking for him. At first, he would think of solutions in Chinese and then translate his ideas into English for code comments and discussions. Then he had a big breakthrough. He stopped translating his thoughts. Instead, he started to think about computer algorithms directly in English. When this happened, he felt his code became more elegant because his mental model matched the English language he used to express it. Marcus works with a team that has people from 15 different countries. All of them communicate in English, even though it is not a native language for most. English creates a neutral mental space where they can build shared ideas about problems. When they work together to find errors in complex systems, they are not just translating between languages, they are also aligning their thought processes. Some of his Chinese colleagues jokingly say that he thinks like a Western programmer now. He agrees a little, explaining that English technical thinking tends to be more modular and structured in clear steps. Chinese approaches to system design, he notes, sometimes focus more on harmony and hidden connections that are not easy to put into English-based ways of working. This raises an important question. If many people around the world start to think about problems mostly in English, we might lose different ways of looking at things. Each language has its own way of helping us solve problems. If we all think the same, we might miss new and creative solutions that come from different cultural mindsets. 7. One world, one language. Many people ask if learning English means the whole world will start to think in the same way. English is now used by more than 1.5 billion people every day. It influences how they think, how they organize their thoughts, and how they solve problems. This widespread use could make human thinking less diverse. Some people worry we might lose different ways of understanding reality and solving problems that come from other languages. Technology also plays a big part in this. Many new computer systems, like artificial intelligence or AI, use English as their main language. These AI systems are often built using English information and data, so they might also spread English ways of thinking around the globe. If we use AI more and more, it could make English's influence even stronger. It could also change how people learn other languages. Some worry that if real-time translation becomes too easy, future generations might not learn other languages as deeply. This could mean we lose the special brain benefits that come from speaking more than one language, like better memory and problem-solving skills. However, not everyone is accepting just one way of thinking. People are finding ways to keep their own cultural ideas and thought patterns alive. They are creating new kinds of English that mix local language features with global English. For example, in places like Singapore, people speak Singlish. This is a unique mix of English with local languages like Chinese and Malay. It includes different grammar rules, pronunciation patterns, and cultural expressions. In India, people speak Indian English, and in Nigeria, they speak Nigerian English. These new versions of English have their own distinct structures. These different types of English are very important. They show how people are adapting to a global language while maintaining their cultural identity. They help keep local ways of thinking alive while still allowing people to communicate globally. When people use these mixed languages, they keep access to their own unique thought patterns and perspectives. This means they can connect with the wider world, but they also keep their special local culture and thinking styles. These new Englishes act like a bridge. They help us maintain many different ways of thinking and understanding the world, instead of letting only one way dominate. 8. Our future with English. Learning a new language, especially English, often makes us more aware of our own thoughts. We start to notice how we organize ideas and express feelings. This journey helps us understand the special ways our native language shapes our view of the world. It is like seeing our own thinking process more clearly for the first time. This skill, to think about how we think, is very valuable. For the future, It is important to see English as a powerful tool to add to our skills. We should use English alongside our native languages, not let it replace them. Our brains are amazing and can manage many languages. This means we can enjoy the benefits of English without losing the richness of our first language and the unique ideas it brings. Supporting many languages, or multilingualism, is a choice we can make. It helps keep different ways of thinking alive. When societies value all languages, people keep their unique cultural ideas. If we only focus on one language, we might lose important and diverse ways of solving problems and seeing the world. This choice will affect all of us and the richness of human thought. Learning English is truly a massive experiment happening all over the globe. It is changing how billions of people think and connect. This big change is shaping the human mind in new ways. The results will influence what we can imagine and how we understand the world for many years to come. We are all part of this unfolding story. What changes have you noticed in your own thinking because of learning English?
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.